Hi everyone and welcome to a new episode of the Local Sex Shop. My name is Mikaella and I am your hostess. Today we are having an episode that is going to be about something that has made a bit of commotion online the previous years. There have been a lot of discussions about it. There have been a lot of doubts, a lot of positive conversations, negative conversations, mostly negative conversations, I would say, online. And to really clear things out and also get a personal perspective, we have with us today Silky Way, who is an Onlyfans creator, to talk about Onlyfans and their experience with it.
Yes.
Hi,
Hi.
welcome. I'm very glad to have you here.
Thanks that I can be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming here all the way from Leeuwarden.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it's like OnlyFans, it's a very buzzword, very out there for reasons that are not always like correlated with good stuff, I think, or good like positive words or, discussions. So I thought it would be really, really good to actually get your viewpoint as a person who creates content on there and knows a bit more about it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into it, I would like you to maybe tell us a bit about yourself, a bit about what you do, who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm Silky Way. And I'm still a student at NHL Stenden, and I study creative business. That is already a link to Onlyfans, because I think that is I create media. Actually, that's OnlyFans is a part of what I do, but I create media with the aim to break taboos around sex and sexuality. So I also make films and podcasts. OnlyFans is one of those things. I'm also a photographer, and that's how I started a couple of years ago. I started with boudoir photography. I wanted to expand, and OnlyFans is, like you said, such a... it's so visible on social media, but like different depending on which bubble you're in or what your algorithm is. It's either very positive or very negative, and it's just a really interesting world that I wanted to dive into.
So should I go like straight ahead and ask you, how has this experience been of you as a creator, or what is what is the process of making content or selling content on OnlyFans? I do remember when we talked last time that I had, because I haven't used it before, I actually had valid questions of actually how does it work as a website?
Yeah.
And because as a creator you have a different side of the website, how does it work for you as a creator?
So indeed, a lot of people don't know how it works at all. It's very interesting. This week I made a non-creator profile just to see what that customer journey is. So you have, I think what most people know is that you can subscribe to someone. Usually that is for a monthly payment. But you can also subscribe for free, which is what I have. And I make content, and some of it is for free, and some of it people have to pay for per view. So it's called a pay-per-view content. That's how it works for me. And also a big part of OnlyFans is that you can chat with my fans, or the other way around with me. And so it's a very personal sex work. Like you can buy videos and get off of that, but then at the same time you can talk with that person, and that is, I think, the appeal to OnlyFans. And I also really enjoy that. And while chatting, I also sell a lot of extra stuff.
Do you think that it's easy to get into conversations with people?
Well, what surprises me, because I think that is the appeal to it, the personal content, because otherwise you can just, find something for free or whatever, which I don't agree with. But, there's so much free content out there, but I do understand that people want to pay for content that they, have a personal connection with, they can chat with. But it surprises me how many people are not talking with me. And so I try to talk with them, and the people that do, they really love it. And but not everyone.
How does do you feel like it has to take like some time of the day for you to do that, or do you have specific time where you're like, okay, I'm answering message now, or I'm not answering a message now?
Yeah, definitely. It's not that they expect you to be online 24/7. At least I don't feel that they expect that of me. So I just, when I feel like it, I open it and I respond, and otherwise I don't. So for me, I'm just kind of a 10 to 5 kind of person, that I'm very online between those times, and maybe a little bit in the evening, or just generally just throughout the day when I have a little bit of, like when I'm waiting somewhere, I just open it and I answer something. And
that made me think that you probably have like a sexy conversation on the bus going somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm trying to keep it private. Usually when I'm on my laptop, like I work in an office space right now, and I need to sit in a corner somewhere where no one can see my screen, because otherwise they are exposed to a lot of content that they have to pay for to see,
Fair.
Yeah.
And about the content, how often do you make it, or how does it? How do you approach it? Because I hear, like, I'm pretty sure everyone has heard some article online of, like this girl that has OnlyFans and she got paid like hundreds of thousands for something, or I get thousands of dollars, euros, whatever per month because of OnlyFans. And I was wondering how you approach working on the platform, and how often do you make content? Because I feel like when you hear about people making those crazy amounts of money, you also expect that they do have some presence, some activity, some I would say 8 to 5, right? Like full on working on there.
Mm-hmm. So the benefit of having that free subscription account is that the fans don't pay for the month, So the pressure for me is low to post because they will just pay for content that I put out there. And if I don't put something out there, they're not paying for nothing, you know? So that's why I have this free account, because I started September 2024. But it's been going on and off. Like I'm just creating when I feel like it, and when I don't feel like it, I'm not doing anything. And for me, that works. Yeah, what were you saying again? Actually, was that the answer?
Yeah. Like kind of how it started with how often do you make content?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I now, like I said, I'm working in an office. I'm doing this as part of my internship right now, which is really cool. So I just have one day in the week where I try to create content, and then the rest of the week I'm just putting it out there. And I try to make collaborative content, like also once a month with someone. So, because most content that I make is solo, but I really enjoy to make content with other people as well, and the fans also really like that.
I will go to that. I want to ask you about that, but before that, because you previously said, "Oh, I'm a student. I'm doing a creative business."
Yes.
And now you also said, I'm doing OnlyFans as part of my internship.
Yeah.
I'm like, please elaborate, explain.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a struggle, but it's, actually since I started my studies, I've done so many projects related to sex, or like I even made a magazine about boudoir photography and my tits were all over there. Yeah, it's interesting. Some teachers are really cool with it and they just don't give a fuck at all. And some teachers are like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? But yeah, so creative business is also a business study. So we can start up our own business and call it an internship. Like we get guidance and everything. And yeah, like I said, I make media, lots of media. It's a universe of media, and OnlyFans is one of those things.
Was there a special, I don't know, comment from teachers on, okay, I see media, OnlyFans on your internship? Like, was there some conversation about that?
So many conversations, yeah. I noticed that, or I know that my supervisor has a specific religion. That part of his religion is that he does not approve of pornography. So, he personally struggles with OnlyFans. But we had a really interesting conversation at some point, and he told me everything that he doesn't approve of. And I was like, yeah, but we have the same, we're fighting against the same, because I also disapprove of the porn industry right now, where like everything is for free and it's not very ethical. And so I am an advocate of ethical porn. And like the fact that this teacher has these prejudices, or even says he disapproves of what I'm doing, I think that's the reason why I'm doing it, you know? Like I'm trying to spark that conversation about like, so I think we can all agree that Pornhub is not the best place. And you can say, let's ban pornography in general, or you can say, let's make good and healthy porn and ethical porn. And that's what I am trying to do.
Nice. I was trying to think of, I was thinking of ethical porn a lot and about the differentiation between what you do and like what would be on Pornhub, for example. Because I think I understand that you're coming from a place of, you don't always know the origins of what's on Pornhub. And there was even a documentary a few years ago that was like exposing Pornhub and exposing basically revenge porn or videos that was sexual abuse depicted in them. And they were on Pornhub, and the people who were screening it, because they had to watch so much porn in a day, they would just fast forward on silent, just to watch the material, watch it in quotes, so that they can approve it for the platform. But if they were actually watching it, they would have realized that, there's abuse, or it would have been easier to spot that there's actually abuse depicted in those videos. So I see that your point is, well, I am making it because I want to make it. I make it on my own time frame, on my own independent and autonomous will. And I also choose, like, because you said you're also having some content with people. So you also choose those people that you're having the content with.
Yeah, and in that way, I also really value consent. So to beforehand have those conversations about what we want, what we like, what we don't like, and what we feel comfortable showing in the video, and where we I make very strict contracts as well for the platforms. That's also necessary, like you need to be verified and everything, so you cannot post something that the other person doesn't want you to post. But I also create contracts where we write down like where it's allowed to use the video for, and like for even like which is the lowest price you can sell it for, so that both of us have still the control over the video, that even you might agree to filming, but you might not agree to having that for free on Pornhub,
So this is something that you have to come up with yourself, basically ethics and contracts for that.
Yeah, but luckily I did find like I had a workshop once from an OnlyFans creator, and they shared slides with information, but also links to those contracts. So I found they're American contracts. I don't think they actually uphold here in the Netherlands, but those contracts are so easy to use and very necessary.
And I think it's still valid to have some sort of written agreement, like even if it's not corresponding, 100% to Dutch law, at least there is some, how do you say it? Like,
it is still a contract. It might still work in the Dutch law, but it's probably not perfect.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, I think I'm going to ask you 2 more questions.
Go ahead.
And then I'm going to try to be fast. Because when we were talking, you had mentioned, and I had asked you, about OnlyFans, and because how, we're talking, like this whole conversation started with people approach it in very complicated ways. And you as a creator know it a bit more differently. I wanted to ask you, what, according to your opinion, are some pros and cons of making content on OnlyFans?
Yeah, so you already said autonomy and independency, and I think that's a really big part of OnlyFans. Like, I have full control over what I'm sharing, how much money I'm asking, and that's definitely a pro, and it is very empowering. For at least for me, like experimenting with my sexuality and it's really empowering for me. But I do notice that whenever I talk positively about OnlyFans, I feel like I need to also tell the other person, like, oh, but don't get too excited about it, because there are very negative parts about it as well. Like, once you put something in the internet, it's never going to go away. And what I see is, like, I have a very positive algorithm about OnlyFans. So I see a lot of 18-year-olds getting starting with OnlyFans because they think it's easy money. And I think for a lot of people, it's worth it to start OnlyFans when you know you're going to get a lot of money. And then it's like, yeah, but that's my picture out there, but I'm earning a lot of money and I never have to work anymore, you know? Even though it is work. It's a lot of work. But once they realize after a few months that they're not earning a lot of money, then it's like, yeah, is this still worth it, you know? But you can't take your pictures back anymore. And you might have trouble finding a job because your stuff is out there. So that's really something you need to consider. Plus, if you like to keep everything anonymous, then you're also more you have a bigger chance of getting blackmailed if this is something you want to keep as a secret. So for me, it's very important that everyone around me knows, or everyone that's important to me knows that I'm doing this, so that if someone finds my OnlyFans, it's an open OnlyFans anyways. For me, like, it's connected to my personal Instagram. So I'm open about this. I'm also here on the podcast about it. But I make sure that everyone around me knows that I'm doing OnlyFans, so that no one has power over me in that way.
Yeah, I understand. And I thought it was very, like, such an interesting way to think about it, because I think people might do it, and even if they have their face on, they're still, and things are behind a paywall, there's still the worry, I think, a lot of the times because of the stigma, but like, you know, I don't want it to be out there in more people than
things get leaked.
Yeah,
you need to be prepared that things are going to get leaked. And so anything that you create and you put on the internet, you need to be ready for everyone to see it. And if you're creating something that you're a little bit insecure about, don't put it on there, even though you're just selling it to someone and you think it's going to stay with that person. Be ready that it will not, you know? Yeah. I think that's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, and so it is, like, I would not recommend anyone to do it. Like, if you know all of these negative things and then you still want to do it, then yes, do it. But be prepared for a lot of shit and a lot of opinions of people, and people might not want to be around you anymore because there's such a stigma on sex work. Yeah. I would like to have one final question, because I really wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Because you were saying things are getting leaked, and before you also said that people really like the
the personal aspect of it and the fact that they can actually chat with the person that they're getting stuff from, I wanted to ask you, how do you think that AI is going to further influence the creation of adult content? Because like we already know deepfakes exist. We already know AI is getting way too realistic with videos of people. And like there's already been videos, basically fake pornographic material of I've heard about girls, for example, whose pictures were used for AI generated porn. So how do you think that's going to influence maybe you as a creator also?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's gonna be there. People are gonna watch it. Like I think a lot of AI chatting as well. And yeah, my personal value is authenticity. So I will always be the one chatting with my fans, and I like it's always going to be real stuff, and I think that is what people like. And so there's always going to be like sex work is just, it's about that personal contact. So sure, if you want a quick jerk off and then you're fine with watching an AI video because it also gets you off, yeah, sure. But if you want that personal content, then sex workers are still there.
Thank you for your answer. I'm a bit in a hurry in my head because I know we ran out of time.
Can I quickly say something?
Yeah.
So there's a sex work center in Leeuwarden. And if there are other creators, please go to that center. It's called Xenia. Because I think it's really good if other creators meet each other there and get experience from sex workers. Also, you can get tested for free. And it's just, I think we should stick together as sex workers and especially as online sex workers. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, your resource recommendation. And no, I was still going to ask that.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's my recommendation.
Okay, awesome. And if you have if they have a website or something, you can send me over and we can put it in the description so that people can also see it more.
Yes, I'm not sure yet. We're also just starting community gatherings.
Okay, that's nice. That's good to hear. Maybe you have something more and we can plug it on.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was all. That was it. Thank you so much for the conversation, and thank you so much for your answers.
Yeah.
And I wish I could talk more about it.
I love talking about this.
Yes, me too. We could have done double time. Easy.
I can come back another time.
You can. We can look into it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Please host me again.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna say also thank you to our producer Bas for listening to us again and again. Yes. And also thank you for listening and watching and giving us your time. And I'll see you next time.